Good evening. We are Harry Prasad, Aaron, Sarah, Maria, and Amanda. Tonight we will share key insights from the Fintel Alliance extract in Austrac's 2020-21 annual report, showing how government, law enforcement, and banks unite to fight serious financial crime. Let's begin. What is the Fintel Alliance? Launched in 2017 by Austrac, the Fintel Alliance is a public-private partnership designed to tackle serious financial crime more effectively. It was created after banks and agencies found they were ineffective working alone, as criminals exploited gaps between regulators, banks, and law enforcement. Drawing on FATF recommendations and international models, Austrac brought government, law enforcement, and financial institutions together under shared governance and information sharing. Today, the Alliance is recognised as a global leader in combating financial crime. Why the 2020-21 extract? This was no ordinary year. The world was caught in the spike proteins of COVID-19, with technology and banking changing overnight. Locked down and online, we saw work from home, shopping booms, and telehealth take over. Criminals saw dollars in the chaos, exploiting the digital shift with scams and cyber attacks from every angle. Banks had to fast-track fraud detection, remote banking, and contactless payment. The extract highlights how the Alliance adapted under pressure, disrupting crime, strengthening collaboration, and proving resilience in turbulent times. What did the Alliance achieve in this year? The Alliance strengthened collaboration, shared intelligence, released crime guides, and disrupted major financial crimes. The highlights were arrests for child exploitation and stimulus fraud, 243 intelligence products, guides on NDIS fraud, cuckoo smurfing, and wildlife trafficking, working groups on TBML and tax crime, and over 5,200 SMRs linked to priorities. The Alliance's operational strategy for 2020 to 23. The strategy sets the direction for how government and industry combat financial crime with 5 priorities: building shared understanding of threats, strengthening partner capability and resilience, enhancing information sharing and collaboration, delivering targeted risk assessments, ensuring operations benefit the community. Oversight comes through Austrac's updated governance, ensuring focus, accountability, and impact.
This slide covers the core program of work for the Fintel Alliance and the outcomes achieved during 2020 to 2021 period. The Alliance's work is structured around several priority themes. First focus is on crime that target our most vulnerable community members such as children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. Protecting these groups from financial exploitation is a key priority. Another major theme is the exploitation of government revenue. This involves safeguarding Australia's tax system and government programs from abuse and fraud, ensuring that public funds are used as intended. Alliance also work to disrupt professional money laundering. Organized criminal enterprises often exploit multiple businesses and industry, so they target these networks to prevent large-scale financial crime. Finally, they address crimes and threats to both domestic and international interest. This includes supporting national operations against illicit drugs, firearms, transnational crime, and the other threat to Australia's security. Fintel Alliance's work delivers a range of significant outcomes, including developing intelligence products such as threat alerts and financial crime guides to help industry partners enhance their detection capabilities, generating targeted intelligence reports that support law enforcement investigation and expand the overall knowledge base on specific crime types and threats. Building capability through knowledge sharing and training, Fintel Alliance helps Austrac's regulatory population better identify, report, and respond to money laundering and terrorism financing risk.
I'm Maria and I'm presenting the case studies. Operation Ironside, the Trojan Phone. After the demise of Phantom Secure through a confidential informant, there was a perfect opportunity to strategically infiltrate the criminal underworld. Utilising a disguised weapon, ANIM, the FBI, in collaboration with Fintel Alliance, the Australian Federal Police and other global agencies, camouflaged a trap by providing phones where every message sent through ANIM was being copied and monitored by law enforcement. Custom smartphones, seemingly harmless, had been stripped of normal functions: no calls, no emails, just encrypted messaging between ANIM devices. This silent invasion began when they were distributed through criminal networks, often by trusted insiders, with a marked intent: Now the enemy was inside the gates. This illusion of safety for the criminals was the perfect ruse, as they were unaware of the hidden threat that was lurking at their every tap. 8th of June 2021, the Achilles heel hit. Authorities launched coordinated raids across 16 countries. The criminals' trust was exploited, and the world came crumbling down around them.
Fintel Alliance is committed to innovation, driving new ways to detect and disrupt financial crime through collaboration. One major initiative is the Alerting Project, launched in July 2019. This platform is designed to trace suspicious funds across multiple financial institutions using advanced privacy-preserving algorithms. The project is expected to be implemented at participating entities within 18 to 24 months. Another key innovation is the Information Sharing Project. Fintel Alliance established a secure platform for real-time collaboration, enabling partners to share intelligence, co-author reports, and communicate efficiently. This platform was especially critical during the COVID-19 pandemic, supporting ongoing work despite disruptions. Key statistics: the Alerting Project processed thousands of suspicious transactions, helping identify indirect financial links between institutions. The Information Sharing Project enabled the delivery of 243 intelligence products to law enforcement and intelligence partners. These innovations contributed to the lodging of 5,258 suspicious matter reports in Fintel Alliance focus areas. Through these projects, Fintel Alliance has significantly enhanced its ability to respond to complex financial crimes, demonstrating the value of public-private partnership in driving technological and operational progress.
Case Study 2, Financial Camouflage, the Art of Smurfing. Little Blue Smurfs skipped the tune of one ATM after another, leaving a digital crumb trail in their wake. Although hidden by tactical deception, a pattern recognition has been picked up. Perth was the location of this transaction theatre. Smurfs, undercover cash deposits, approximately 430,000 in illicit funds, obscured origins, ATM warfare at its best. An intelligence fusion between Fintel Alliance, Western Australian Police Force and AUSTRAC had leveraged real-time financial crime detection, combining typologies and data pooling to identify and preempt activity and smurfed up cash. Combined financial forensics via public and private collaboration was key in unlocking the operation, also exposing links to international syndicates. This cross-agency intelligence sharing unveiled the money maze, revealing the cloak transactions. They were smurfed and busted.
I am Hari. Let's look at the international engagement of Fintel Alliance. It collaborated with UK FIU and Philippines FIU on a project focusing on child exploitation and enhanced SMR reporting. It represented at the J5 PPP Steering Group, which is a collaboration of representatives from US, UK, Canada, Netherlands, and Australia to share best practice on PPP arrangements and collaborate on specific common threats. It created a public-private partnerships roundtable with New Zealand Financial Crime Prevention Network, UK Joint Money Laundering Intelligence Task Force, Canadian Project Initiatives, and US FinCEN Exchange to discuss financial crime trends and emerging risks. It shared expertise on panels including the Wolfsburg Group Annual Forum, the Deloitte Financial Crime Symposium 2021, and ACAM's Australasia Anti-Financial Crime Conference. These efforts have strengthened international collaboration, enhanced capabilities to combat financial crime, and positioned the Fintel Alliance as a leader in promoting public-private partnerships globally.
The Fintel Alliance is AUSTRAC's flagship public-private partnership bringing together government agencies, law enforcement, financial institutions, and international partners in a coordinated effort to combat financial crime. Its operations are project-based, targeting specific risks such as money laundering, cuckoo smurfing, wildlife trafficking, and also fraud against the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Each project is designed to generate meaningful insights and develop practical mitigation strategies that can be embedded into ongoing practices across each sector. The Alliance has shown the real value of collaboration by combining intelligence, resources, and expertise. A number of key outcomes of this work have delivered real-time support for live investigations and asset restraints, sharper intelligence products that directly inform law enforcement, and the development of financial crime guides, which are practical tools that enable our frontline to understand, identify, and report suspicious transactions.
Case Study 3 Operation Pegasus Crime Crash Landing. December 2020 marked the birth of Operation Pegasus, its prey NDIS fraud. The syndicate had a high value hustle which was flying under the radar, enjoying a lavish lifestyle complete with gold bullion, luxury cars, and cryptocurrency, all the while defrauding the NDIS and the ATO of over $10 million since 2017. Comprising of multiple perpetrators posing under 3 fraudulent companies, they masqueraded as people who cared, who offered support to the NDIS participants, preying on the vulnerable in a disgusting display of greed and deception. Under the guise of NDIS branding and convincing mannerisms, they lured their victims with a false sense of security by employing strategies that included fake disability claims, skimming participant funds, and overcharging for services. In April 2021, Operation Pegasus took flight. This multi-agency storm, comprising of Australian Federal Police, NDIA, AUSTRAC, Services Australia, and Fintel Alliance, dismantled the syndicate and demonstrated strong government industry cooperation and the power of real-time intelligence sharing.
The Fintel Alliance established a project to tackle illegal smuggling of Australian reptiles for the international pet trade. This project generated 4 fresh investigations and supported several others. It also gained international recognition, reinforcing Australia's commitment to protecting vulnerable species. The outcome was not only enforcement activity, but also the introduction of tighter financial controls to detect and disrupt these crime networks. Another key initiative focused on the misuse of ATMs for laundering large volumes of cash. The Alliance identified patterns consistent with organised syndicates moving illicit funds through structured deposits, and by analysing critical data elements. Intelligence referrals led to law enforcement action by the Victoria Police, which resulted in successfully laying charges and dismantling elements of these laundering networks. And learnings during the COVID-19 pandemic, criminals quickly adapted to exploit government programs. More than 21,000 suspicious matter reports were linked to JobKeeper fraud, early release of superannuation, and various scams. Effective collaboration and information sharing between government and industry partners proved critical, and these joint efforts prevented significant losses. These success stories highlight how real-time intelligence sharing can protect both the financial system and the broader community.
Case Study 4 Scales of Deceit Reptiles on the Black Market. The cold-blooded black market trade was smoothly slipping through the cracks. Trafficking was in full swing. The Australian wildlife were being smuggled in socks, stuffed inside gutter electronics, and shipped to international exotic pet collectors who waited with anticipation at what would come next, bound and bagged through the pet shop pipeline. Whilst criminals enjoyed the low risk with high reward that the exotic contraband exportation provided. The game changed when Fintel Alliance, in partnership with the Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment, reframed wildlife trafficking as a financial crime. This cross-sector collaboration led to 4 new investigations, support for 10 existing cases, and international recognition for pioneering a financial-led approach to environmental crime. The operation was uncoiled with data analysis and pattern recognition, identifying the scales of deception.
In 2020, the Fintel Alliance established working groups to bring together experts, analysts, and practitioners on the complex topics of trade-based money laundering and tax crime. The Commonwealth Government introduced a number of schemes to help businesses and retain employment. These schemes were targeted by fraudsters to make illicit money. In July 2020, Fintel Alliance Tax Crime and Evasion Working Group was established. It was jointly led by Government, Westpac, NAB, Austrac, and ATO. It developed and released reports. The Risk Insight and Indicator reports assisted financial institutions in detecting fraud in relation to early release of superannuation, JobKeeper, and boosting cash flow for employers programs. It resulted in 3,700 SMRs in relation to suspected ERS fraud and over 700 relating to JobKeeper fraud. Illegal labor hire and payroll tax fraud has far-reaching implications for individuals, businesses, government, and the community. It includes loss of wages, entitlements, non-payment to suppliers, avoidance of regulatory obligations, and loss of government revenue. The collaborative and innovative partnerships with AFP, along with development of analytical algorithms, improved detection and tracing SMRs, resulting in $2.9 million in tax liabilities. 2020, the Fintel Alliance formed a trade-based money laundering working group co-led by Austrac and Australian Border Force. It involved frontline experts from industry and law enforcement. It provided key inputs to joint FATF and Egmont Group report titled Trade-Based Money Laundering: Trends and Developments. It participated in international forums and supported the World Customs Organization (OECD) and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. It promoted a public-private partnership approach to combating trade-based money laundering. The highlight was the engagement with Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs to understand global trends and share best practices. The increased engagement between government, law enforcement, and financial institutions increased and improved reporting of SMRs to Austrac. It provided greater insight into the way organized crime attempt to use trade to move the proceeds of crime and exploit the financial system.
In conclusion, the Alliance showcases global collaboration, uniting public and private sectors to fight financial crime. Through innovation, impact, and partnerships, it has built resilience and protected communities.